this into something positive and maybe it'll spread.
He's the most positive person on his job. Now you're cured.
I feel good.
Good morning and welcome to Positively Milwaukee. Did you know that Milwaukee County boasts more than 150 parks? From nature trails to golf courses, they improve the quality of our lives, especially during this pandemic. In this morning's signature piece, we meet a man dedicated to preserving the charm of a popular Milwaukee County park. Photographs and memories, just some of what 50-year-old Ignacio Carole shares with the world. He captures the splendor of Bayview's Humboldt Park through images past and present. They go on social media, reminding us of the emerald jewels, the Milwaukee County Park System.
To have all these great open spaces in densely populated areas, I think our city leaders really thought about, reserving areas for people to enjoy nature. I think that's a great amenity that Milwaukee has.
As president of Humboldt Park Friends, Ignacio is part of a team that helps maintain and improve the 75-acre grounds. He walks the park almost every day, documenting its unique beauty.
I think one of our main missions at Humboldt Park Friends is to connect the park and the community together and really represent, what an incredible amenity this is and create an emotional connection to the park.
A graduate of Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design, he's a partner in Carole Doyle Creative in the 3rd Ward. He hails from Spain, but fell in love with Milwaukee when he first came as a foreign exchange student.
I think the culture, I love the friendliness of the people. I think it's a great place to live where neighbors know each other and they take care of each other and they stand up for each other. We definitely have things to work on, and I think we can't shy away from looking at those things. But I think promoting Milwaukee in a positive way and just highlighting the important work that nonprofit organizations are doing all across the city is important.
As an artist, he sees Humboldt Park through a fascinating lens.
It takes a focused look and awareness when you're walking through the park to just find those small seeds. It takes civic action to fill that gap and to make sure that the quality of the park remains at a higher level.
Humboldt Park Friends sponsors dozens of efforts to keep this public playground pristine. Projects and plans include raising money to replant trees, restoring the lagoon, and removing invasive species.
We've been able to, raise the awareness of the park through the community, so hopefully that in turn encourages people to get involved with either our organization or with Milwaukee County Parks altogether, and just know that rolling up your sleeves and doing a little pro bono work goes a long way.
But through Carole, we see a canvas only nature can paint.
I think my brain is wired that way now. Everything I look at, I'm basically thinking composition-wise, so there are so many beautiful areas in the park. It can be just the way a tree is growing. It can be some of the wildlife that is in our lagoon, which changes on a seasonal basis. The whole park actually changes on a seasonal basis. So there's some, great scenery when it's cold and snowy. There's beautiful scenery when spring is coming and all the, crab apples are starting to bloom, and it just keeps on going. There's some ice skating in the winter, which we promote as Humboldt Park Friends as well. So I was able to take some great photography of those activities going.
Ignacio and his wife believe strongly in investing in Milwaukee.
Donating time, spending time towards organizations that need volunteer work or board representation, I think it's an important way to improve your community.
He tries to instill those values in his 21-year-old son and 19-year-old daughter.
I want him to be proud of what Milwaukee is and where we live, and just to be aware of how lucky they are to have all these amenities around them.
Carole may have been born in Spain, but he has planted new roots in Milwaukee with a clear life purpose.
One of my biggest focuses is trying to be true to myself and to the person that I am, and raise a family raise decent human beings.
Carole reminds us of the grassy gems beneath our feet, unveiling a picture of Milwaukee pride.
I think Milwaukee is a great place to live, it's a great place to grow a family. I was fortunate enough to be able to open a business here, so it's embraced me and I embraced it.
And we are lucky for that. Humboldt Park Friends sponsors a lot of events, from a free Easter egg hunt to a corn roast, a ranger program for kids, but they're always looking for volunteers. So we put the Facebook page of Humboldt Park Friends on our Positively Milwaukee Facebook page so you can check it out. And we have a very positive update on the father of 6 children we told you about a while back. Charles Miller of Waukesha is raising his adopted children alone after his wife died of cancer. Now his children at home have special needs. One is deaf, another has sickle cell, one little boy will need a kidney transplant. Well, we're so happy to say that Chuck Miller got new floors in his home thanks to your support. Chuck tells me that you donated over $10,000 to his children's GoFundMe page after we shared his story. So we want to say thanks to all of our wonderful Positively Milwaukee viewers for your compassion. We've posted his GoFundMe page for the Miller children on our Positively Milwaukee Facebook page because, as you know, you can always use help when you have kids that need to go to the hospital a lot. Well, the pandemic is hitting millions of people hard, including Wisconsin's dairy farmers. But as Rebecca Clough reports, instead of dumping their milk, farmers are feeding the hungry for a good reason.
Dairy farmers and producers across the state were dumping milk. Some faced losing their business because of COVID-19. But the Hunger Task Force put out the call for the community to raise money, and people responded. Now hungry seniors are benefiting. Marika Penterman is thrilled to be packing bags of food to give to the hungry. The Wisconsin cheesemaker and small dairy farmer had her cheese nominated for the top 20 best cheeses in the world back in March.
Then COVID hit, so mid-March everything went south. It was so devastating that, well, as dairy farmers here in Wisconsin, we had to dump our milk.
Marika and other dairy farmers were steps away from losing everything.
Not having food on our own table, I'm not sure what tomorrow will bring.
Ours goes specifically for cheese and yogurt. But with all the restaurants closing, with the schools closing, you know, all your normal supply chains were disrupted. And all of a sudden there was such a surplus of cheese because there was no place to go with it.
The Hunger Task Force saw what was happening in the dairy industry and put the call out, asking people to give donations so they could buy up milk, cheese, and yogurt from the producers.
Instead of having them spill their milk and have people go hungry, we agreed to use donations to buy that milk, and we have invested, like I said, just over $2 million.
Now seniors in need in Milwaukee are not just getting the typical food boxes, which includes peanut butter and bricks of American cheese. They're also picking up fresh milk, fresh Gouda cheese, yogurt, and other fresh produce that the Hunger Task Force paid Marika, Brian, and the other farmers for.
Thank you. We're a very small co-op. It's 13 farmers. We actually own 2 little cheese factories. So it was huge for us.
To be here and for us to increase our production and knowing that it comes to people that need it is a miracle.
It's a miracle and a blessing. Hunger Task Force still needs help raising money for the Dairy Recovery Program. We have a link for you on how you can help at tmj4.com. Access to books often means academic success for kids, and that's why TMJ4 News and Bank 59 have partnered for the If You Give a Child a Book campaign. Every dollar raised will go to Milwaukee's Next Door Foundation. It lost about 24,000 books this year because of the pandemic, so let's support Next Door. And you can make sure Milwaukee children have books to read. Visit tmj4.com/book to donate. Still ahead, the power of art in sending an important message and giving local veterans a well-deserved salute. Welcome back. A new look for the Milwaukee County Courthouse, all to inspire a more inclusive city. Adriana Mendez shares the message from artists.
Today, city leaders and artists held a virtual unveiling of 7 new murals located inside the Milwaukee County Courthouse. These murals were created by different artists, but all with one goal: to showcase a diverse representation of the city and the people who live in it. Artwork has the power to inspire and create change. Inside the Milwaukee County Courthouse, lives are changed every day. And that's why artist Scott Hill created this mural he calls Standing Together.
You live as an example and show people that you're a good person and you believe in what you believe, they'll accept that more.
His mural represents the different Native nations living in Wisconsin coming together as one. He believes creating positive steps towards the future starts with community uniting.
I wanted to be about coming together and being a family, reaching across the table to extend your hands to other communities, the people of color.
Scott is one of 7 artists who were selected to paint murals all throughout the building that represent diversity and an inclusive spirit. On this section of the courthouse, in this mural, artist Fana Banana depicts Muslim women embracing each other with Arabic letters surrounding the women that the artist says means equal and importance. And equality is what artist Rosie Petrie is striving for as well. She created this 6-piece series that spells love in American Sign Language, all with different skin tones.
These hands are not faces. The hands could belong to anybody, and they're standing as a reminder that we all belong to the culture of Milwaukee.
Rosie says her artwork was created as a representation of the beauty of Milwaukee, but also the challenges it faces around racial equality.
So we get to decide what Milwaukee will become. Do we want to be an epicenter of discrimination, or do we want to be a great city on a great lake?
And these murals are located in different locations throughout the courthouse, from the basement to the first floor and conference rooms. City leaders say they are excited to invite the public to see these murals, but that will come at a later date because of COVID-19. Reporting Milwaukee, Adriana Mendez, TMJ4 News.
Thank you, Adriana. Important artwork for a challenging time in our nation's history. Men of color are being hit especially hard by this pandemic. Julia Fellows shares a special event held last week to help men find jobs to take care of their families.
It is called the Success Starts Here Men's Seminar, where all men are invited to join this event today. It started in 2016 after a difficult moment in our city's history, which inspired others to do more. August of 2016 remains seared in our memories. The police shooting of Seville Smith sparked unrest in the Sherman Park neighborhood.
We saw firsthand what went on for 3 days straight, and it was at that moment we realized, community leaders realized, that we need to do something.
And they did. Nafisa Burdine, community investment and sustainability leader with Manpower Group, worked with others to identify jobs as an underlying need. In response, she utilized some feedback she'd received from their annual women's seminar.
All of the women would say, well, I have a significant other that could use support, or I have a husband or a child, a brother, that could use support. Can you do something similar?
And with that, Success Starts Here Men's Seminar was born. The annual event will be an all virtual in its 5th year due to COVID-19. Shannon Reed, the United Way's Area Director of Innovative Strategies for Boys and Men of Color, says his goal is to help men find jobs with wages high enough they could raise a family on.
Some of the barriers can be transportation. How do we help folks get out to the jobs that you can have a living wage?
Breaking down those barriers is what this event is all about.
And we have like the Pfizer Forum, folks who are providing jobs. We have HSA Bank. We have Wisconsin Community Services.
And there are breakout sessions to hone in on someone's individual needs, such as working as a Black male in corporate America, personal branding, and interview role play. Nafisa says many businesses are hiring, whether it's for a job like a truck driver or working in a plant.
Some individuals come out of school for trucking and they're making $40,000 plus a year. There are some plants that are still open because we're still producing things. And so there are a lot of job opportunities that are available within those fields as well.
And this event's special guest this year was none other than retired Green Bay Packer Donald Driver. Pretty impressive. Well, every week we love to give you reasons to smile, and this week we're going to begin with efforts to combat a serious illness. September is Sickle Cell Awareness Month. Sickle cell impacts 1 in 12 African Americans, and the first Sickle Cell Saturday blood drive took place this month, hosted by the Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin. Blood donations can save patients' lives. One Milwaukee alderman knows this all too well.
I have a little sister who passed from sickle cell complications, and we have other family members who have been living with the disease for some time. And so we know personally the importance of giving blood.
And you can donate all month. We have information in the links section of tmj4.com. A visual treat for the family. Thompson Strawberry Farm in Bristol has planted sunflowers. They're all to brighten our lives during this pandemic. Now, the Thompson family has been farming for over 70 years, but this is the first time they have filled their 22 acres with all of these sunflowers. Beautiful. And you can take a stroll through the fields and enjoy those blooms for $25 per car. As you know, Stars and Stripes honor flights have been grounded this year, but a special honor for people who missed out. 180 World War II, Korean War, and Vietnam War veterans took part in a car parade from Canal Street to the War Memorial. People were there to cheer them on, but sadly for some heroes, it was too late.
Know that we've lost some of the veterans who were scheduled to fly with us this spring, and that's heartbreaking. So that's even why this is so much more important that we do it now. Time is of the essence.
And at the War Memorial, nearly 3,000 flags were placed in the ground to honor every Milwaukee County resident killed during World War II. So let's keep cheering on our veterans. Still ahead, how you can do something to honor a positive person. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Positively Milwaukee. The TMJ4 Positively Milwaukee Awards are just around the corner, and we are looking for those people who go the extra mile to help others and do so with very little recognition. People like Robin Lyons. Here's her story.
It's in the name. She's an unsung hero. No one has really given her the recognition she deserves.
It's amazing how Robin just loves everyone, and she wants to help everyone.
Robin doesn't do things for Robin, she does things for other people.
She just is like a life support, I guess you'd say. Somebody that we know we can always reach out to.
And for the new families, grab a hold of her because she's invaluable.
The worst thing that happens to parents when they have a child with Down syndrome is the people who tell you they're sorry. I got pregnant with Kelly. The first thing the doctor said was, you know, it's illegal to do it this late. I was 25 weeks pregnant, but we could get you to Illinois and take care of it. And I just said, this is my daughter Kelly, and this is my Kelly Belly, and she will be a member of our family. And so let's go figure out what we can do to help her.
There just wasn't an organization that we really felt we fit with, and so she decided to start Wisconsin Upside Down.
We started with 3 moms that got the organization together. We received such kindness, which made me want to give back, and that's really where the whole Upside Down experience was born. This seeming tragedy turning into something really beautiful. There are all these things that people will say that child is really not worth raising. Why would you do that?
I experience people shying away from coming into my room. We're sorry to tell you that your baby has Down syndrome. That's hard to hear. But then as I would go into the NICU and hold him, I knew it was going to be great. He looked at me with that smile. And when our eyes met, it was magic. It's not a death sentence. It's a joyous occasion. Congratulations on your baby, and that's what Robin tells you. We do a lot with Robin and all the outside activities. Karaoke is just a hoot.
I love it because Justine was so funny. People, they say, go Pluggy, go!
I think it was Robin's passion that sort of spurred our district to retake a look at how we service students with disabilities within our schools.
Her daughter was a keynote speaker at our 8th grade graduation, standing in front of hundreds of families and giving a speech, which was pretty remarkable.
Robin's work has really helped our non-disabled kids. They are so empathetic. They are so welcoming to our kids with disabilities, and they really learn so much more from them.
I've learned that you should love everybody because that's how the world
Should be, right?
Yeah.
Love you, Kelly. That was good.
I think in general, people who are heroes do things without wanting the status of that hero label, and I think that's Robin.
I don't think Robin will ever be done. I think people have a calling, and I think this is Robin's calling.
She makes such an impact on everyone, and I hope she understands how much everyone loves her for what she does.
If we had more people like Robin, that would really, our world would just continue to be a better place.
Thank you seems so small. I appreciate who she is, but in particular, I just thank her for how she's opened my eyes to all the ways that I want to help my daughter, but also reach out and talk to other families, kind of an extension of her.
I love you, Mom.
Robin, thank you so much. You are a sweetheart. Thank you so much. I love you, Robin.
That says it all. What a role model Robin is for our world. Thank you, Robin, for everything you've done and continue to do. And now we know there are more people like Robin out there, so we're looking for all of our heroes, healthcare heroes, teachers, inspiring seniors, youth, and more. All you have to do is nominate them for a Positively Milwaukee Award. Just go to tmj4.com/awards. We are accepting nominations for one more week, so you've got to get them in as soon as you possibly can. I'll be back with my quote of the week. Every week I love to share some of my favorite quotes, and this week I share the words that remind me to keep a bright outlook. They come from Helen Keller. She said, "Keep your face to the sunshine and you cannot see a shadow." May your week be filled with as much sunshine as possible. Thank you for watching, and stay positively Milwaukee.